A lot of information has been gathered recently by Aneka and the Taigetan crew on board about Trump and his team's operations and about what has been happening behind the scenes. A lot of that information, coming from high ranks and sources, may be indicative of true movements against the negative cabal. Aneka and the Taigetans have been doing their best to uncover the behind-the-curtains events and helping in many, impossible even to reveal, ways. Let's do hope that those events do happen and do turn out to be beneficial for humanity as it is proclaimed they will be by many. But in the real art of war, would the moves you are planning to execute be really given away as they seem to be by many insiders, including Taigetan-owned sources? In this video, I want to present Yazhi Swaruu perspective, as she shared it with me just tonight, 19th of January night, in a personal chat, which I decided to share with you, as I perceive it as an important angle to include in your own analysis of the events. I want to draw your attention to the fact that by holding this specific perspective, she does vary here from the Taigetan position, whose focus now is more on a direct information received from various less or more confidential political sources on Earth, on sharing what they can find about both sides' moves, while Yazhi's view is wider and opening our minds to other possibilities at play. This is war, there is no doubt about that. And Yazhi is not new to the art of war. Let's see her view on the situation. You decide what you make of all the current mess on Earth. The Taigetans are looking into every little breadcrumb that may lead them to understand or to foresee what will happen. They are looking into little tweets and into every clue, but they forget the big picture. This is war, and a very special one. This is a media war, a war for opinions and perception. What is the tool for such a kind of war? Deception, lies. In any war, even more so in this one, you will never ever give your opponents any real clue to what is going on, to what you are going to do, much less when you will do it. So, one thing I can tell you and any audience for sure, nearly 100%, never 100 anyway, this is a military operation held by the US military. I undeniably can tell you that something big is going on. But they will never ever make a move when it is expected, because the enemy will anticipate their moves. What they will do is distract the enemy and confuse it. How do you do that? With the crumbs you leave around, those that my Taigetan friends receive and look at with a magnifying glass. I can tell you this: if something happens, whatever happens, for good or bad, it will be whenever it is less expected, never when they tell you it will happen, and never ever the exact way they tell you it will happen. There are many levels to this problem. For example, we can see that this intelligence operation may very well be to confuse the people and to break their spirit even more, because that's what they most want. So I see this as a perfect operation to break people's hearts, to break any organization, such as pro-patriots, to divide them, to cause them all to lose their already poor reputation. See this as a fight where two boxers belong to the same manager. The manager decides who must win and who must lose. But the people don't know it is all rigged. So the fight, Trump versus Biden, looks real enough. And it is real to that level. But below, it is all rigged. And who is doing this? The cabal behind the cabal, Saturn Federation. Like in World War II, the fight between the Allies and the Axis nations was very real. But below, the same cabal was playing and financing both sides. White hats, spreading crumbs, QAnon's patriots are all one level of many at play here. I don't doubt for a second that they may have true intentions, but they are also being played themselves as tools for something else. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. It has not yet come to pass. All I see for now is a lot of noise. I see two worlds here, for lack of a better term. One is what Trump is doing and what Trump can be seen and proven to be doing in reality. The other is what the so-called conspiracy theorists, QAnon, and countless people online and elsewhere all over are making with what Trump really is doing. Let me explain this. What the real Trump is doing is one thing. What the patriots say Trump is doing is another thing. They have a story that fits over whatever Trump may be doing, but that does not reflect tangible reality. So, do I see something happening tomorrow on the 20th? Yes, I do, as I said before. Why? Because if everything is staged by the good side, as many have theorized, then the element of surprise in the art of war is irrelevant. But that is staged for the media and the people. But the evidence I'm seeing here is that it is not staged. It looks too well done to me. I may be wrong, but that is what I smell. So, if indeed there is a fight to be had, then things will never turn out as they are telling the people. And I am not a pessimist, I am a realist. I am not here to spread more of the so-called hopium. 1. Whatever happens tomorrow, if indeed something happens tomorrow, may be staged, meaning that everything people see in media as events unfolding live is in reality pre-recorded and only aired as live tomorrow as part of a new indoctrination agenda of the good side. Then it is logical to assume that you do not need any element of surprise, so you can make things happen as you want them to happen. 2. Real things will happen, live, arrests, whatever, tomorrow. Media will be taken over. People will have a hard awakening. I seriously doubt that will ever unfold in that manner, because as I explained above, in the art of war, you will never give hints to what you are going to do. And when in the history of the United States media do they ever really show an important event live? Never. Because things may filter out to the people that whoever is in control may not want them to see. So they must pre-record things to be able to edit out what they do not want people to see. So one way or the other, be it that the good guys win or the bad guys win, it is the same. Pre-recorded events fed to the people, altered and edited. I can assure you of something. Whatever the good guys are up to, it will not go as it is told to the public. If something happens, it will be whenever it is less expected. The crumbs given to the public, additional note from Gosha, that includes alternative public, may be used in two ways. One, to spread disinformation to confuse the enemy, Black Cabal. Two, to tell the people when you want things to happen. In this last case, because it is all staged, you are leading people to the event you have previously prepared. I can also assure you that if events take place tomorrow, arrests and media takeover, it will be staged by the White Cabal. It will never be given to the people real time, never ever. In that case, it would be a good sign of something happening, let's say good thing. Still staged though. There is a number 3 to this. The Black Cabal is in full control, always has been. And what we are looking at is all staged theater to confuse the people and to destroy their morale and hope, to break their spirits. No one would ever believe conspiracy theorists again, never. They will not be able to organize against the Cabal. I do see this as something important enough for the Dark Cabal to bother making up such a diabolical scheme, because it removes all their true opposition. There are undoubtedly people who are really trying to help out there. There are, no doubt. Look at the Taigetans, they truly want to help, but they are still falling onto the same media trap, QAnon enthusiasm, etc., falling into traps. Other good people may also be falling into traps and being used as pawns. Just more of the same narrative of which we have absolutely no proof, if it ever is, or was, or will be real. They are all too busy, including Taigetans, focused on Trump and hoping he will do something in the last hour. I sincerely think Trump was real, but under too much control. Trump was good, but only another puppet, perhaps not knowing he is one. As I see things, not much will happen tomorrow, on the 20th. And I know this may upset more than one person, but it is also very probable that the real arrests and military tribunals may occur way after the inauguration, like 2 or even 3 weeks after, when they least expect it to happen. Simple art of war. I know they want things to happen now. But as I said above, they will never tell the people when exactly they will proceed, unless it is staged, of course. The purpose of staging it is clear to me. They carry out the real arrests and they fight the real fights behind the public's back. Once they have won, then they have to come up with something to present what happened to the people. They cannot go and tell them in retrospect what occurred, because they would lose credibility, face, and they may be seen as more trickery, and for whatever reason. So they may stage the events to legalize what already happened to the people, edited and carefully planned what to show the people and what not to show the people, all to their advantage. Even the name of the operation to take over the media, Mockingbird, that code name has already been used before. That's not a good sign. And then they want to re-inaugurate Trump in April the 1st, April Fool's Day, another bad omen. And I also see the number 72 all over the place. Also Kabbalistic. Also Cabal. Hold the media for 72 hours. 72 people died of COVID. 72 people were invited to Biden's internal inauguration. It is Christus symbol, taken as a good sign of victory of the good side. But it can also be the bad people using the number 72 to toy with us all. It means something different depending on who is using it. And I am not being pessimistic. I am analyzing the real data, not hopium data fed by QAnon. I don't give out hopium. The people are the only ones that can save the people. And what we will say is not more QAnon repeat, which we easily could do because we have the sources. See what was said here today as my official declaration of my opinion on the current events.